Hey all, this is Brent Smith and I'm the Common Constitutionalist, and this is my weekend video podcast. And today we're going to talk about a fun topic. Yay for fun. Oh, actually, before I start the fun topic, I'm wearing my Teddy Bruschi Patriots jersey in honor of the Patriots going back to the Super Bowl next week, so that'll be good. Prediction, it's going to be another nail-biter. Patriots 2017, same score as it was the first one that they won against the unbeatable Rams. So that's the way that's the score. At least I hope it's going to be the score, and I hope they prevail once again. So that's the joyful news, at least for me anyway. And I'm wearing my Teddy Bruschi jersey because he is the quintessential lunch pail patriot, baby. Yes, indeedy. So anyway, we're going to be talking about the White House's framework for illegal immigration, amnesty, DACA, Dreamers, letting everybody in, giving them citizenship, and of course border security, asterisk. And I just can't seem to get this out of my... Heck, I just wrote an article about this. I think it was yesterday. I published it, and I just can't seem to get it out of my head because it's just ticking me the crap off, and I can't be the only one. So that's what we're going to be discussing today on the Common Constitutionalist.
You are listening?
No, you limey. They're not listening. They're watching.
The Common Constitutionalist, broadcasting from an undisclosed location, free from the prying eyes of establishment black helicopters.
All right, welcome back. I parked here on another park bench, and it's just turned out to be a glorious day in old New England. So this ain't bad. Still snow on the ground, but I'll tell you, this is not bad. Wind's not bad. Knock on wood. Actually, that's real wood. Ha! Thought it might have been that fake plaster wood. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about the White House framework on immigration reform and border security. Yay, I'm so happy about this. I hope this isn't true. I hope it's a bad dream. I hope, like I wrote yesterday, I hope it's a bloody nightmare. And I hope I wake up and this was all a big joke. Joke's on you. Congratulations, and brought to you by the Trump administration. I hope the crap that that's what it is. Alright, so this is the border security document that I printed off of the government website. Yay. Here's the framework. Let's just start at the beginning and we'll tear it apart as we go. Border security. They write, and this is the White House framework. The Trump administration framework for immigration reform and border security. Let's see just what a reformation this is and how secure we'll be. Border security. Securing the southern and northern border of the United States takes a combination of physical infrastructure, technology, personnel, resources, authorities, and the ability to close legal loopholes that are exploited by smugglers, traffickers, cartels, criminals, and terrorists, and ne'er-do-wells, and all other kind of bad guys. They didn't say that, but you know, what the heck, I just added that in. Maybe they forgot a few. The Department of Homeland Security must have the tools to deter illegal immigration, the ability to remove individuals who legally enter the United States, and the vital authorities necessary to protect national security, don't you know? Okay, that's terrific. And then they list the measures that they want to include in the framework. The measures below are the minimum tools necessary to mitigate the rapidly growing surge of illegal immigration. Well, it's not a rapidly growing surge. It's been a surge for decades now, ever since 1986, basically. They want $25, might as well be a $25. That's what they're going to end up getting, probably. $25 billion trust fund for the border wall system, ports of entry and exit, and northern border improvements and enhancements. I'm just going to go through this, and then I'll just pick them apart, all right? close crippling personnel deficiencies by appropriating additional funds to hire new DHS personnel, ICE attorneys, immigration judges, prosecutors, and other law enforcement professionals. This keeps getting better, don't it? Yeah, baby. I am looking forward to this. Hiring and pay reforms to ensure the recruitment and retention of critically needed personnel. I thought they already covered that in the last thing, but let me stick to the script for now. Deter illegal entry and by ending dangerous statutorial imposed catch and release. Statutorial imposed. Really? Okay. Who imposed that statute? It ain't a law. I know that for sure. Huh, son of a gun. And by closing legal loopholes that have eroded our ability to secure the immigration system and protect public safety. They continue. As just so comprehensive, you gotta love it. Ensure the detention and removal of criminal aliens, gang members, violent offenders, and aggravated felons. Well, what makes them so aggravated? Are they ticked off at the world? Aggravated as opposed to happy felon. I'm a felon and I'm aggravated. I'm aggregated. Yes, I'm an aggravated felon. Where was I? Let's see. Ensure the prompt removal of illegal border crossers regardless of country of origin. Deter visa overstays with efficient removal. Ensure synthetic drugs like fentanyl. Actually, it doesn't say like fentanyl. It just say ensure synthetic drugs and fentanyl, that's the only one they mention, are prevented from entering the country. And last but not least, institute immigration court reforms to improve efficiency and prevent fraud and abuse. Let's go back and go through a few of these beauties, shall we? Okay, $25 billion trust fund. I don't know why it's not a trust fund. I don't know why they don't just say 25 billion, here's the money, maybe you put it in a trust fund so it can't be touched by anything else. Appropriations don't work because the next Congress or the next Senate or the next president can come back and just say, appropriation? What appropriation? We don't appropriate anything. Whatever you thought you had, you ain't got anymore. So that doesn't work, so maybe that's why the trust fund. So I'll give them that. I questioned this in my article yesterday. A border wall system. What the heck is a border wall system? Why not just say a border wall over the entirety of the southern border? Why do you have to say a border wall system? The only reason why you'd say that is because it ain't a border wall. There may be little pieces and parts of a border wall, like the samples that are being built down there and tested, and they look awesome. And then the big argument is that there's just some places that you can't build a border wall. Well, that's just crap-ola, because as I said in my article yesterday, we have the technology, and we've had the technology for decades, to cut through mountains, to go underneath mountains, over mountains, under oceans, whatever the crap. We've got the technology to do anything we like if we put our mind to it. We just don't have the will to do this. And so they come up with every excuse in the world not to build the border wall through the entirety of the southern border because of lame excuses, environmental excuses. We can't put it there, there's a mountain. We can't put it there, there's a river. We can't put it there. The red spotted grouse lives there. So I don't know what the crap. But it's just tiresome. It's just damn tiresome. The northern border improvements. I suppose we need to seal the northern border eventually, but why don't we just let it go for now? I mean, we haven't sealed it in so long anyway, and the southern border is where most of predominantly the action comes from. The illegal action, the cartels, the drugs, the illegal immigrants, everything comes from. Let's just forget the northern border for now. Let's take care of the southern border. One job at a time. We put the wall up. We do it the whole length, the entirety. We reinforce the ports of entry and exit, which we already have. And then when that is done and sealed, and we're confident that we're safe and sound on the southern border, then we can tackle the northern border. But why do we have to do this comprehensive bullcrap? All right, as I said in my article yesterday, comprehensive isn't what we think it is. Comprehensive is code word for mucking up the system, for adding a bunch of crap that you don't need, to hide a bunch of other stuff, to make it 2,000 pages long so nobody knows how to read it. Like John Conyers said, read the bill. They expect us to read the bill. No, they don't expect anybody to read the bill. That's the whole point of reading the bill. This is a summary. It's an outline. This isn't the bill, all right? By the time the attorneys and the politicians get through with this thing's going to be 1,000 pages or more, and it's going to be filled with pork and bull crap, and it's not going to get done what we want to get done. This is not a business document. This is a political document. All right. So we close crippling personnel deficiency by appropriating additional funds to hire new DHS personnel, ICE attorneys, immigration judges, prosecutors, and other law enforcement. So we're going to hire a bunch of more people. We're going to throw more money at the problem. We're going to hire more personnel to do what? Until we've got the damn wall, we could hire. Why don't we just forget hiring people and put the National Guard? Okay, Trump. He pulls up the National Guard, sends them down. That's where you're going to train for the next year or so. You send them down, and you train along the border, the southern border, and then you don't have to hire a bunch of other personnel, a bunch of border agents, and the attorneys, immigration judges, prosecutors. Again, I sound like a damn broken record, but I mentioned in my article yesterday, why in heaven's name do we feel the need, do we have to waste our money, time, and resources processing these illegal immigrations that they're not citizens, and they should never be citizens, through our legal system? Why? Why not just catch them? Are you an illegal? Find out. Confirm they're here illegally. Handcuff them. Stick them on the nearest. Buy a fleet of buses. Buy a huge fleet of buses, and then, like I said in my article, broken record. When the wall's done and you're all secure, you can sell all the buses off. So you don't need to keep them all. But buy a fleet of buses, hire a bunch of bus drivers. You could hire DHS bus drivers. They could have weapons licenses or whatever the heck you want them to do. But that's what you do. And then you put them on the nearest bus, and hi-ho silver across the border. You let them out. The border wall's being completed. You lock the door behind you and say, have a nice life. You're not allowed to be here. We're not going to waste our time with ICE attorneys, immigration judges, and prosecutors mucking up the court system, all because, I don't even know because of what. And then detain these people in facilities waiting to be deported. No, you don't detain them. You have 1,000 buses in a row, and you just bump the conga line into the buses, and off you go. You don't process them. You don't even have to take their names, because you don't care. Because once the wall's finished, they can't get back in anyway. So it doesn't really make any difference who these people are, what their names are, what they did. It doesn't matter. Just get the crap rid of them. Don't clog up our legal system. Don't hire a bunch of ICE attorneys, immigration judges, and prosecutors to waste our time, money, and resources. It's ridiculous. Other than that, I ain't got a thing to say about it. Sheesh. All right, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to decompress real quick, do some breathing, and we'll be right back. Yeah. Ain't this fun? Go Patriots.
You're listening to me, the Common Constitutionalist.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
Okay, welcome back. Let's start the fun over again. I've done my breathing, my martial arts breathing. Okay, we're good. Yeah, baby. All right, where was I? They're going to hire a bunch of people. They're going to hire more DHS agents. They're going to hire more. It doesn't actually say hire more border security. It just says a bunch of freaking pencil pushers. That's what they're going to hire. Great. We're going to deter illegal entry by ending dangerous statutorily imposed catch and release programs. again, like I said, this wasn't, the catch and release wasn't a law. It's just something Obama thought up and did an illegal executive action. He had no authority to do so. So Trump should just stand up in the microphone, take the executive action saying catch and release if there is such a thing, tear it up and say, you know what, this was illegal to begin with. We're just simply not going to follow it. There you go. Deter illegal by ending dangerous statutory. You just ended it right there. We're not doing that anymore. In front of God and country, we're not going to do that anymore. Done. Okay? Go get them. See ya. And that's it. It's that simple. You don't need a law. You don't need a framework. You don't need anything to do this kind of crap because it was all illegal to begin with. The DACA program was illegal. It's not a law. It wasn't a legislative issue. It was Obama because he couldn't get what he wanted, so he just wrote it out on a notebook or something like that, and automatically everybody just said, yes, sir, yes, so bow down to the king, and that's what we're going to do. What a load of crap. And now that is the starting point for everybody. The DACA. Well, DACA is illegal. The Dreamers are illegal. They're all illegal aliens. There's not a dime's worth of difference between any of them. Okay? They all got to go. I'm sorry. It sounds heartless as crap, but they all have to go. They don't deserve to be here because they came here illegally. I have friends of mine who are legal immigrants, and it took them forever, and it cost them a fortune to get their green cards and to finally get their visas. And they go through the process and they take the oath and they become American citizens, and it takes forever and it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. And you know why it should take that much time and effort? Because if you really want to be an American, it shows that you want to be an American. And these guys and women are as patriotic or more so as the people that are born here, the people like us who take it for granted. Not the illegal immigrants, not the DACA, not the Dreamers, none of these fools who come here through no fault of their own. Who cares if it's no fault? It certainly isn't our fault either, so you got to go. I'm sorry. It sounds heartless as crap, but we just can't take everybody. Sorry. And we have a system. Every other country has a system. Look at Mexico's immigration. Holy crap. You don't want any part of that. I guarantee you that. This is just, man, this has got me. Yay, baba. Okay, ensure the prompt removal of illegal border crossers. I mean, it's actually redundant and repetitive. It's ensure the prompt removal of illegal border crossers, regardless of country of origin. And that's what they should be doing anyway to all these people. You don't need attorneys, you don't need judges, you don't need prosecutors. You catch them at the border and you turn them around and you got to go. And if they can't make it, you put them on a bus. You got to go. That's simple. It's real easy. We're going to take another quick break. And now, you know what? I'm going to continue. And then we'll take a break in a minute. My show, I can do whatever I want. Okay, so the next fun portion of this is DACA legalization. Boy, I was thrilled to see this. DACA legalization. The framework says to provide legal status for DACA recipients and other DACA-eligible illegal immigrants, adjusting the time frame to encompass a total population of approximately 1.8 million individuals. If you think this is going to be 1.8 million individuals, you are sorely mistaken. There isn't a government, entity, department, agency, or anything else who ever estimates high. They always lowball the crap out of it. So I guarantee if the government says that it's going to be a total population of approximately 1.8 million individuals, it ain't going to be approximately. It's going to be approximately between 2 and 4 million, probably closer to 4. That's what it's going to be. Mark my words. Hopefully you won't have to mark my words, because hopefully this thing will crash and burn before it ever gets any traction. I hope. And here we go. This is a kicker. 10 to 12 year path to citizenship, which with requirements for work, education, and good moral character. A path to citizenship. Trump vowed there will never be a path to citizenship for these people. I heard it. Everybody else heard it. The Lord above heard it. But here we go. Caveman. And I don't care. I don't want to hear from the apologists. I don't care. I don't want to hear that this is some sort of grand negotiating technique. If this is in here in writing and this goes through, you lost me. That's it. I'm done. I can't. I just can't do it anymore. You give 2 to 4 million illegal immigrants a path to citizenship. You're stepping on the heads of every single legal immigrant who ever came through into this country. You're just stepping on their heads. You're kicking them aside, and the rest of them. Think. If you're one of those people waiting in line legally because you want to do it the right way, think of how you're going to feel when these frickin' fools get a freebie path to citizenship. They say it's going to take a decade to 12 years. Bull crap. No, it won't. It'll be streamlined. I guarantee you there's going to be a truncated version that people will be able to sign up for, and it's going to be nice and quiet. Nobody's going to find out, and that's the way it's going to be. 3, 4, 5 years, they'll all be citizens. Great. Yay. And why? Again, Republicans, I'm talking to you, you'll never win another damn election, ever. Okay? That's the way it's going to be. So anyway, that was great news. I was just loving that. And again, could you imagine if you're a legal immigrant trying to do it the right way, and you read something like this? I mean, they've got some freaking nerve. I mean, they don't care about the citizen, they don't care about us, and they don't care about them. They don't care about the people who actually want to come here and contribute and be American citizens. The old saying that everybody likes to throw about, we're a nation of immigrants, bull crap. Mark Levin is really the only one that's ever said this, and he's the only one that's been right about it. No, we're not. We are a nation of citizens. We're a nation of immigrants that became citizens. We are a nation of citizens and people who want to become citizens. We're not a nation of freaking immigrants. All right? It's just that's the way it is. I'm not an immigrant. I'm an American. How many generation American? That's who I am. Whatever. Okay, now we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Sheesh. Welcome back. I wish this was a more fun topic. It's such a bummer. It's such a downer. I can't even stand it. But it has to be out there, and we've got to beat it to death. We just have to keep talking about it and keep talking about it, because the more people know what a travesty this is likely to be if it goes through like this, and hopefully it won't. Hopefully the Freedom Caucus, the Congressional Conservative Caucus, will have something to do with this or have something to say about it. I wouldn't vote for this if somebody put a gun to my head. Sorry, no can do, folks. All right, so continuing on, they're going to, here we go, protect the nuclear family. Yes, because the nuclear family is so damned important. Did you know, and maybe you did if you read any of my pieces recently, on average, between 30 and 70,000 undocumented, unaccompanied minors show up here on our southern border every year. Almost 70,000 a year. Unaccompanied minors. Where's their nuclear family? What the heck happened to their family? I know why they're coming here. Because once they get here, then the chain migration kicks in and they can get their family here. So they send their kids across. Unaccompanied minors. Everybody feels bad for them because they're minors and they can't care for themselves. Just the fact that most of them are 17 and 18, or 16, 17, 18-year-old men. But whatever. We never see that. We only see the little tykes, the little toddlers. Yeah, like they're going to toddle across the freaking desert and over the Rio Grande River by themselves without getting killed, abused, or whatever. Yeah, that'll happen. Not very likely. In any event, so we have to protect the nuclear family. Protecting the nuclear family by emphasizing close familial relationships. We don't even know who these people freaking are. We don't know where they're from half the time, and we don't know who they are. We don't know what their familial situation is, and why the crap, I hate to be callous again, But why is it our problem? Why should we care? Of course I care, but you can't care about we can't bring in everybody. It just ain't right. It's not right for us. It's not right, for, like I said, for the legal immigrant. It just isn't right. It's not right for the rule of law. So crunch your nuclear family. Protect nuclear family migration by limiting family sponsors to spouses and minor children only for both citizens and LPRs. I don't know what an LPR is. Frankly, I don't even give a crap. Ending extended family chain migration. So we're going to pare down the chain migration, but we're not going to end it because we have to keep the nuclear family. Who's supposed to determine this? Who's supposed to determine whether, somebody from the backwater of Guatemala, if some, guy shows up and the kid says, yeah, there's my dad over there. How do you prove it? What do you do? DNA on everybody? What do you do? There's more wasted resources. Ridiculous. And finally, they're going to eliminate the lottery and repurpose visas. The visa lottery selects individuals at random to come to the United States without consideration of skills, merit, or public safety. The program is riddled with fraud. Every government program is riddled with fraud and abuse and does not serve the national interest. What a shocker. Eliminate lottery and reallocate the visas to reduce family-based backlog and high-skilled employment backlog. I'll tell you what you do. If you don't want to eliminate the visa program completely or repurpose these lottery visas, don't forget the nuclear family. Forget these illegals. They came here illegal. That should be the penalty. Either go back and be with your nuclear family or figure something else out. But you don't get your family to come here because you snuck across. Sorry, it just doesn't work that way. What would work that way, if we repurposed these visas and gave them to the legal immigrants that actually want to be here and become citizens. If you want to repurpose it that way. Now this is I'm so angry at this, and I hope I'm wrong. I'll be the first one to come back on camera and say, you know what? This was all a ruse. This was all a big plan by Trump, the grand negotiator. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. And I don't know. Heck, I don't even know if he's read this thing. I have absolutely no idea. But if he has and he signed off on it, I'm out, baby. I'm not going to stand for this crap. I'll never vote for him again. I'll never vote for a single Republican who gets behind this. Rubio's already signed off on this thing, by the way. The great Gang of Eight Rubio has already signed off on this, the great conservative. So we'll see who else signs off on this pig in a poke. I guess that's about all I got to say. This was a miserable, miserable time. I hate talking about this, and I can't stand being so bloody negative and so ticked off, but that's just the way it is. So this is the Common Constitutionalist signing off for the weekend. Now I'll have the blessed rest of the weekend. I don't know if I'm going to do a podcast on Super Bowl Sunday or not. We'll see. Maybe I'll try and do something a little more fun than this misery. So that's all I got. See ya.